For years, I have traveled the world slinging my creator-owned comics at the biggest and hottest cons. Now I'm busting out my personal collection of comics, toys, games, and more in order to bring the fun and excitement of con life right to your screen. There's only one place to get your comics and collectibles and chat live with the greatest showman in modern comics. So bust out your keyboard and get ready to call it in. You're watching Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kickin' It with Onrie, the live shopping show. We are doing a blowout of all blowout sales today. I just went up and stocked up on some new comics for you guys. We got a lot of great $2 comics for sale this afternoon, and we also have some really cool stuff on the bottom row here that we're looking to blow out. Our last two shows were amazing. We nearly sold out of all of our FOMO books on Wednesday, and we sold through all of our FOMO books from Tuesday on the experience. So hoping to move through some of the stuff that didn't sell so I can go out and buy more. And I saw a lot of stuff while I was out in the wild this week. And I went to some different places. I'm actually looking to build out my own collection as well right now. So one of the books that I'm trying to get a full run on from issues 1 on up is the current Wolverine run. I was having a conversation with Chuck Pino about the current run on Wolverine that just concluded. It was like the Sabretooth War. And basically what happened was Sabretooth went across the different dimensions like the Exiles did, and he teamed up with a more dangerous version of himself, and they came back into reality, into the Earth 616, and totally ripped apart Wolverine's son and daughter, and with their limbs he spelled out happy birthday, and it's been all over the internet. But I just got that issue. I had to order it on Amazon eBay because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And luckily, I got a good deal on it. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So I've been out there hunting for myself, hunting for you guys too. If you're part of the Facebook chat group, you guys are more than welcome to, have put in your requests of things you're looking for, so that when I'm at an actual comic shop, I can go look for it. And the more stuff that we buy together at these comic shops, the more we're helping out local businesses, and the more comics we're getting out to you guys. So that's the deal. For today's show, it's the same deal as always. You spend $25, you get to spin the wheel. You spend $50 to unlock free shipping. But we're actually going to bring back a special incentive today for you guys, because I want to move through some of these books as quickly as possible. There's some stuff here that I've been holding on to for quite some time now, that I'm just sort of like, okay, we got to move this, and we got to move it now. So here's the deal. At $75 today, if you spend $75 on this show, I'm going to hook up a free copy of Warline 2. This is the Kane White variant. We have 200 copies of this in print. So the first person to spend $75 unlocks this, and it's only limited to just one person. I can't really do it to anyone else. So $75, you unlock this book. At $100, I'm going to hook up these Androgel Comics books. We have volume 24, number 25, and volume 24, number 22. These are easily $40 books all day long. I have been meaning to list them on eBay, but I figured today I will give you guys an incentive. I'd rather move these books and have a better week now than list these on eBay and wait for someone who's a fan of the Phantom to pick this up. So this is an excellent opportunity. And all you got to do is spend $100 with me in order to do it. If you spend $125 with me, I am going to hook you up with this graphic novel right here. This will be cool. X-Men Original Sins. You get this graphic novel, which has a $25 price tag on it. We're going to just throw that into your order on the house. All right. And if you spend $150 with me today, I am going to hook you up with the Sensational She-Hulk #1 on the house. Now, this is only limited to one person, and if you spend $150, if you're the first person to spend $150, this is what you get, and you also get crowned King or Queen of Kickin' It. So just letting you guys know, These are the prizes today to create incentive to move through all of this stuff as well as the new stuff so I can get out and buy you more, okay? All right, so let's get things rolling here. First book we have for this afternoon is The Hulk versus Quasimodo. It's a one-shot collector's item, and I'm going to say this is a very fine. We're going to do this at just $5. $5 on this. $5 on Hulk versus Quasimodo. And then I got Adventures of Superman number 500, Return of Superman. Sealed in the poly bag, which is normally a $10 book. I'm going to do it for $5. $5 on this. It's yours. I have Wolverine number 59. This is a Terminator tribute cover here. This is normally a $10 book. We're going to do it today for just $5 on this. The Ruler of Kickin. That's exactly what's up. Where's Tord? Well, we'll see. We'll get to Tord in a minute here. Tord is his work, his incredible work is included in one of our FOMO books today. And he's responsible for creating a character on the lower board here. I have Evangeline number 1 from X-Men Press, created by Rob Liefeld and featuring a cover here by Stin Sman. I don't know who did this cover, but really cool holofoil cover here. This is going to go for just $5. So $5 on Evangeline from number 1 from Maximum Press. I have what's left of our foil FOMO from the Wednesday night show that we did, where we had our highest viewership ever. I mean, it was crazy. I can't tell you guys how grateful I am for that. I appreciate you all very much. And speaking of which, usually by this point in the week, you guys are all invoiced, and most of the stuff that is paid up is now shipped out. Because we started this week, or we're ending this week late as a result of me not going to this convention, I will do all of my invoicing tonight. If you guys pay up your invoices between tomorrow and Monday, I will have your stuff shipped out before we do our Monday show on Comic Book Shopping Network. So I will handle all invoicing later today after the show is completed. And then, yes, you guys, as soon as you pay up, I will package your stuff up, and I will send everything off to the good people at the U.S. Post Office. I have Sensational She-Hulk number 1. This is an Adam Hughes variant, and it's a foil, and it's going for just $15 today. $15 on this. Really cool She-Hulk. I just read a cool comic today. What was it? What if She-Hulk had become Venom? And it's a start of a multi-part series. And what's really interesting about this is a creator that I kind of got my comeuppance at the same time with, Jeremy Holt. He's the guy who wrote this. So it's kind of cool to see someone I knew from way back when I first started in this business get to a point where he's now working at Marvel. That's really great. I like to see my peers that I came up with at the same time land these cool jobs. And I'm a big fan of Jeremy Holt. He did a really cool graphic novel that you guys may have seen on here called Skip to the End. And it's sort of like his tribute to Nirvana. And it's also kind of like metaphorical and psychological. It's a really cool book. So he finally got his first crack at Marvel. This book's not for sale yet, but I did just read it. What I'm trying to do is, because I know it's a multi-part series, I'm going to buy the whole run, read it to support my friend, and then I'll sling it on here. But this is really cool. And seeing She-Hulk take on the role of Venom, I mean, it is your typical what if story where I kind of feel like my biggest problem with what if books has always been the fact that there's too many coincidences that have to occur in order for pivotal events to be altered. And most of the time, those accidents are sort of forced rather than feeling natural, like there's a reason why it happened. And as of right now, we don't know what the reason is yet, but there is some ties to Wolverine, there's some ties to Moon Knight, there's some ties to a lot of stuff. And this actually takes place at the time that Venom was created, which was actually a long time ago. So according to the Marvel timeline now, Eddie Brock's not even Venom anymore. So this is an interesting book. And it made me think of the She-Hulk that I just showed you, which is why I went on this very long tangent. PJ Trevino's in the house. PJ, what's up? We got a full room now. This is great. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here this afternoon. I have Fantastic Four 223. Look at this cover. This is gorgeous. I remember I was having a conversation with David Anthony Kraft about this. He absolutely detested how Marvel had these win a Toys R Us shopping spree thing at the top. And the reason why he hated it is because it added a juvenile sense to the comics. He was always arguing with Jim Shooter about the fact that these were up here. I mean, it's nostalgia to us, but I understood his argument. I mean, it really kind of detracts from what's going on here, and it makes the cover feel like more of an advertisement than, the actual story that's being told. But, the artists seem to have been able to work with it. I'm sure Jim Shooter has his thoughts on it too. And it says Sienkiewicz on here. Did Bill Sienkiewicz work on this Fantastic Four? Let's open this up and find out. Or is it a different Sienkiewicz? Bill Sienkiewicz and Joe Sinnott on Fantastic Four 223 for just $5 right now. That is insane. Newsstand copy too, $5. You got a Fantastic Four movie coming out. You got all kinds of stuff that's starting to hop up with FF. Bill Sienkiewicz on Fantastic Four. How crazy is that? Early Sienkiewicz. This is before Moon Knight, before everything. Before he developed his really radical, crazy style that he's known and loved for today. Room's really filling up here. I love it. Thank you guys for being here. I have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, another foil. This is the last foil book that we had for sale last week. And I'm putting together a new foil FOMO collection for you guys because I see you guys like that a lot. And I love finding them out in the wild. I love going on racks and being like, oh, cool, that's a neat foil. I'll grab that. So we got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong issue 1. This is going to go for $15 today, the foil variant to this. I've heard very good things about this series, by the way. $15 on this one. I have Defenders number 39. That's going to go for just $4 today. $4 on this. Oh my gosh, I took two Fantastic Fours. Jeez. I have Fantastic Four 224. Another newsstand copy of the book. This one's going to go for just $4. And the reason why it's going to go for $4 is it's a little bit more beat up. But what's kind of cool is if you grab them both, it's going to be $9. And you got 2 consecutive issues here, which I think is really cool. Woo! One has a Toys R Us ad, one does not. Which one feels more like a comic to you? Let me know in the comments. Do you like the one with the ad or without the ad? Not that it matters, but, you guys agree with Dak's argument that we didn't need these Toys R Us ads on the cover of comics? The next book here, this is pretty freaking prestige. You all better shut up. You better look at your freaking screen right now, and you better pay attention here, okay? Because this book's really freaking important. Freaking important, all right? It's created by someone that everybody in the world knows. And when I say his name, you're going to be like, oh my God, I know him. This book was written and created by Tord McFarlane. You see? They spelled his name wrong on the cover. They spelled it McFarlane. Stupid idiots. But his name's really Tord McFarlane, okay? And you're going to be seeing a lot of them on Kickin It. I swear, I feel like 2024 is the year Todd is giving back to me as a comic book creator again. I feel like a little boy inspired to pursue my dream in comics. Like, good Lord, what this year has done so far with, like, our Spawn videos. And if you guys didn't see those, like, if you guys didn't see the episode we did on Wednesday, I've done 6 of these now where I make a little game around this character called Spawn. And it was inspired by Spawnuary. Well, the whole thing with Tord McFarlane comes from a post on Mile High Comics yesterday. So if you guys didn't know, Spawn just hit a milestone issue 350, which is huge for that series. It's like an independent comic book series. It's now been running nearly as long as some Marvel titles. Like it's getting there. Spawn is a household name in comics. So they just released issue 350. And as a way of saying thanks to all his retail partners, Todd McFarlane signed incentive covers and gave it to the retailers and said, make extra money on these. So if you order, like, let's say, 20 copies of Spawn 350 for your shop, Todd hooks you up with like a 1 in 25 incentive variant, and he signs it for you. And the retailers have been selling these off, and they're going for big bucks. But he must have signed a whole bunch of them, because eventually, like, his signature is just illegible, and it literally on that looked like it read "Toward Before Love," because there's no C in McFarlane. It's like he was literally just signing these off. He must have been on like some drugs or something. He must have been like, "Whoa, look at the pen does, and like I move it this way, but I have it toward. I'm gonna sign this book toward, and everybody's gonna think I'm cool." What a bunch of towards. Everybody's retorted. Oh man, this is terrible. I didn't say tarded. I said torted. Okay, there's a big difference there. You can't cancel me for that. I'm on my network. King Kong ain't got shit on me. And it's Saturday, which means it's a fun day. Gunslinger Spawn. This is the longest picture of a Spawn book ever, and it's not even a key issue. It's 22, and it's going to go for just $4. Sign your books as Onrie Cornett. Jordan Before Love. All right, I got Amazing Spider-Man 262. This is really cool. So a photo shot cover here. And there's a whole story behind this issue and what was done with this cover. There's actually, I think they put it in the book. They explain the whole idea of the photo. The photo correlates to the story. So what happens here is Spider-Man is going to the airport to cover a news story. And he goes inside the bathroom, and this sleazy reporter takes a picture of him in there. You guys see the flash on the cover? That's the reporter taking the picture of Peter Parker. And he catches him off guard, and then he makes a run for it. Spider-Man tries to give chase, can't catch him. So he loses the guy. And now the guy has this information on who Spider-Man is, and what do you think he's going to do with it? He's going to try and sell it off to the mob to make more money. And Spider-Man realizes now that everybody he cares about is in danger. So he has to find this guy. And it's a really intense issue. It gets him to, question the things that went on that led him to that point. And, whether or not being Spider-Man is, if he's doing it for himself or if he's, doing all this chasing to protect his family. But it's really a great issue. I really enjoyed it. I thought here they explained what the deal was with this photo shoot, but I think maybe Tori or somebody sent me a link, or there was a book published where they explained what the story was with this, because back in the day, I thought this was a cosplay cover and they were trying to get a Spider-Man movie made, which they probably were, but I like that they tied it all together. And if you look at the pacing of this issue, it totally feels like it is a live action pitch for Spider-Man. And the reason is because there's no supervillains in the story. There's no mention of any, or you don't see any big battles between Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus or the Vulture. And probably the idea was, what if they adapted this into a pilot for a movie and just had Spider-Man put all the money into the special effects for Spider-Man and just have him fighting normal people, which is an interesting concept, because I think that allows Spider-Man to pop more and keeps the budget down. Now they don't have to have supervillains that look lame show up in their story. And they ground it enough to the point where the stuff that Spider-Man's dealing with by taking on the mob is enough of a threat. Like, we don't need any bigger threats anymore. This is a really cool issue. We got Amazing Spider-Man 262. This is going to go for $15. Nice, clean copy of the book. Really, really happy with this. Yeah. Yeah, Tord was using AI to sign his comics for. Either that or he had like an intern do it. Like David Moore has a bunch of interns. Tord had one of his interns just do it for him. It's giving me some ideas for next week's episode of Spawn, where we're going to see a whole new boot. And I just realized, too, when we went after corporations for bootings, that opened up a whole new door for me, because I have a whole bunch of corporations that I think need bootings. And I think no one on this show will disagree with me that all of these corporations need a good old-fashioned booting. And you guys are going to get to see them all get the boot. It's going to be a booting good time. I have Something is Killing the Children, number 21. This is a die-cut cover. Really, really awesome. It reveals the face of the main character, one of the main characters. This is going to go for $10. $10. I have The Century, number 1. This is the first issue of Jeff Lemire's run. Century, number 1. It's going to go for just $5. And then finally, I have Star Trek Deep Space Nine, number 1, going for just $4 right now. $4, because it's got to move. Oh man, no, I actually have one. I'll tell you right now. I'll just give you guys a major hint. Not even a hint. I'll just reveal it for you guys. AT&T is getting the boot next week. That'll be one of the options for sure. We're going to take down every corporation on Kickin It 1 week at a time. Who's going to argue with me about that? Who's going to say, like, no, Onrie, don't give these corporations a booting? You tell me one person who's going to argue that with me. Every corporation needs a booting. Not trying to kill them off, just give them a good booting. You know, it's like a shakabuku, a swift kick to the head, which will change your entire perception of everything. Maybe then they'll start seeing value in the model working American, hard-working model American working hard. Buy these freaking comics. Let's make some deals. Never bite the corporate hand that feeds. Arr! All right, let's go here. We got Star Wars number 29 here. We got Carmine Infantino here doing these covers and interiors. Really gorgeous stuff. We got 29 and we got 24. Or 34, sorry, 34. Both of these books I'm into for $8 a piece, so that would make it 16. My hope is to just make $20 on the set, so $20 on the Star Wars. Yes, Gross Point Blank reference, absolutely. The Shakabuku. You know what sucks about Gross Point Blank? I remember seeing that movie when I was 15 years old in the theaters, and I loved it so much. Like I wanted to emulate Martin Blank for my entire high school career. Like he was just so awesome. You know, he's just like really cool. And he didn't have to try to be cool. But yet there was this really deep neuroses of him that like as I've gotten older, I've learned to laugh at so much more. You know, like he's pretty hilarious. You can never go home open, but at least you can shop there. Oh, that movie's great. But it aged, man. Like it's like when you're watching it now, it's like you're watching an 80s movie, you know? It's like, damn, this is old. And why does Minnie Driver look so much more attractive than I remembered her being at the time? I was never into her. I never got how like I'm like, dude, you can do so much better than her, man. I never liked Minnie Driver. But you know what? Looks are only skin deep. What matters is her personality and how much of a hard time she's willing to give Martin Blank, which was pretty hard, but he did have it coming. Shut up. There's an unofficial sequel called War Inc. Is Dan Aykroyd in it? Martin Blank, stick the Detroit job from under me. Dan Aykroyd was probably my favorite role Dan Aykroyd ever played in the film was Grosse Pointe Blank. He was fantastic in that movie. He was awesome. All right, I got Bullseye. This is a great run right here. I've been trying to sell this, and I actually did sell it, and then it got kicked back to me, which tells me I'm selling this against my will here because it keeps coming back in my hands. But this is a great run. So the way I collected this was I found issues 1, 2, 3, and 5. I was missing number 4. And I got all these in the dollar bin. And then I picked up number 4, and I saw it was 5. I looked it up online. This entire run is going for about like $30 right now. I'm going to do it for $25 for Bullseye 1 through 5. Bullseye 1 through 5 is going to go for $25. Prices are everywhere. $25 on Bullseye. And it's a really good run too. You got David Johnson doing the covers here. His covers are fantastic. The interiors are really different, but they're really good. It's paced really well. It's a really good action story where Bullseye is the main, hero, so to speak. He's the protagonist. And it's a really interesting study. I plan to do something similar with this once I'm done with the Yi Sun-shin trilogy. I was actually thinking about doing a prequel because everything that happened with Yi Sun-shin during the Imjin War, the invasion of Korea from Japan, is really just kind of like that was his claim to fame. But prior to becoming admiral, Yi Sun-shin had a really interesting military career, and there's some really cool battles. And I always wanted to explore his roots, or dare I say, his origin, but not through his perspective, but through the perspective of Baron So, who's a character that he existed, but so little is known about Baron So that it gives me liberty to explore a past for him and to really build everything around that. So it's kind of like my idea for it is kind of like Barry Lyndon meets Gangs of New York, kind of, really kind of looking back at a story of like how a villain how he became a villain. What was his rise to power like? And at the same time, we see how Yi Sun-shin rises to power right alongside him, so that it's not Yi Sun-shin focused. And it's also a chance for everybody to understand why Baron So hates Yi Sun-shin. It's really exploring their past. So once we finally get things going with Hunter and Destroyer 3 and 4 and finish off our trilogy, my idea is to go back and do a prequel trilogy where we focus solely on Baron So and his rise to power. So hopefully I'll have the stomach to do that. It's always been my vision, and I wanted to see it through just the same way I saw Yi Sun-shin through. But now I'm doing Warline and I'm doing a whole bunch of other things, so we'll see what happens. But I like playing in the Yi Sun-shin world. I miss it actually a lot. But bringing it all back, it's stories like Bullseye that I'm going to need to go back and find at some point. And I'm parting with it now because I need the money now. I should have been at Planet Comic-Con. I should be at Planet Comic-Con slinging comics right now, having one of the best recorded days of my life. Instead, I'm down here with you guys and no fucking comics. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it's so terrible. That's rage selling for you. Chris Dysko, what would you rate this rage sale technique on a scale from 1 to 10? Any Superman books? Possibly. Yeah, Secret Origins. You know what? Paige, Alfred, I need to get Blowtorch. I would love to read your book, and I would love to stock your book. And I know you sent it to me. I just have not had a chance to read it yet. I've been so freaking busy. That was a 7 on a rage. Seriously, just a 7? I think I need to get more serious and like take down the rack. And then Chris will tell me rage sale 10. All right, if no one starts buying anything, just so you guys know, I'm going to start taking all this stuff down, okay? And you're going to have to watch me do it. Naked next time. No, that'll actually get you guys to stop calling stuff just because you all want to see me humiliate myself. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, sir. I don't sell comics naked. Bullseye number 1 through 5, $25. Where's my store located? Canceled. I work out of my basement, Alfred. So I buy comics. I have a warehouse space. I store all my published comics over there, and I also store my collection out there. So I have like over 100 long boxes over at my warehouse, and I'm also constantly going out and buying at different comic shops, restocking, and then I'm selling from here in my basement, and I ship from here too. So I also have an eBay store. We have over 1,400 items listed currently, so feel free to check that out. You can go to eBay. We have a really high review on there. Been at this for a couple years now, so kind of know what we're doing here. No, I'm actually based in Chicago. Next up, I got J. Michael Straczynski's Captain America, #1 and #2. I picked these up just because I saw them on the racks. Was interested in checking them out. Just not for me. It's fine, and I'm sure it's building up to something, but I guess I'm gonna sell these and then I'm gonna regret it, just like I did with a lot of the Wolverine books that I've sold, or even that Bullseye, that Bullseye run. But we got this set here. I'm just gonna do it for $12 today for both issues. So issue 1 is $6, issue 2 is $5. I'm gonna just do them both for $12. Ultimate Rage pitch from Onrie. Flipping the table over. You know what? Here's the thing about my Ultimate Rage. I think if I unlocked Ultimate Rage sales technique, it would actually make me go viral and I'd actually start selling comics. Well, that guy's crazy. I want to go buy comics from him and yell at me. There's actually a restaurant in Chicago, Chris Dysko, you might know of this place, called the Wiener Circle. And they're notoriously known for being a place where if you go over there to order food, they insult you while you order food, which makes me very squeamish about ordering food from there. I've never actually eaten at the Wiener Circle, but if you guys are ever in town, you might want to check it out. If you so dare, if you feel so willing. All right, it's time to bust out the new books. These are all new comics that I just got the other day. These come from Keith's Comics out in Schaumburg, Illinois, and they have a really great back issue bin, and I am going to start by showcasing what I found. I have Dreadstar #1 going for $2. Robin the Joker's Wild #1 is $2. Guardians of the Galaxy Annual #1. This is the end game for the Korvac quest. It's going to go for $2. Conan #0. I have 2 copies of this going for $2. Hellboy Seed of Destruction #1 is $2. I have John Byrne's Next Men #1 through 4, the entire run here. This one I'm going to do for just $10 right now. So John Byrne's Next Men from Dark Horse. You get all 4 parts of it for just $10. Remember, we got some giveaways today, depending on how much you're willing to spend with me. The more you spend, the more I'm going to give away. And the first person to spend $150 with me today is getting this sensational She-Hulk #1 on the house. This is a $50 book by itself. The more you shop with me today, the more I give back. Seed of Destruction goes off to David Moore. Oh, man. And David Moore, I know you're looking to square up soon. If you want me to add this to your current pile, I can do that. Or if you want to add this to a new pile, that's fine with me too. You know I'm good with it. How's everything going, man? You've been busy this week. I got Archangels, the Saga, #1, #3, and #4, going for $6. $6. Some more Hellboy for you, David Moore. I have Hellboy in the BRPD 1956, going for $2. #2 and #3 of that are going to go for $2. So that's $6 on that. The Hellboy Winter Special, that's going to go for $2. Then we have another Winter Special here. This must be a variant. Going for $2 as well. Hellboy in the BRPD 1954, that's going to go for $2. Wow, that's crazy. All right, cool. All right, you want all the Hellboys. Okay, all the Hellboys are off to David Moore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. There's 6 here. I'll do it all for 12. So 12 on the oh boy set. What's up, Alan? How you doing, dude? Yeah?
Bored.
You're bored? I'm sorry to hear that. More is a machine. I have Soldier Zero, number 3, cover A. That's going to go for $2.
Why they make like 0 books?
Why do they make 0 books? That's actually a really good question. This isn't a 0 book. It's just a character named Soldier Zero. Actually, Stan Lee created this. And when I met Stan Lee, he had 2 new books that came out. This was through Boom Studios. So in 2010, Stan Lee made a deal with Boom Studios that he was going to start creating new superheroes. This was exactly when I actually met Stan in his office in Beverly Hills. So I picked up The Traveler and Soldier Zero number 1 and brought it over to Stan's office to have it signed. I gave the copy of The Time Traveler to Jim Salicrup and The Soldier Zero to Dak. And I did this because, well, you know, I wanted to show Stan when I met him that I respected him. And what better way to show respect than to buy the latest thing that person has created and asking them to sign it, because it's the most refreshing thing that they put out there. So, you know, there's a chance that they'll appreciate the fact that you brought this in front of them, especially when you got a big ask for them, like, will you write the forward of my book? So, and I told Stan what I was doing with those books, and you know, he was really happy about that. And you know, then I asked him the question, and he agreed to write the forward to Easton Shin. So that's kind of the reason why I picked this book up. I was like, this would be a cool story to share with everyone. So Stan Lee's Soldier Zero number 3 is going to go for just $2.
I think Stan Lee already died.
He did already die. He died back in 2018. I can't believe how long it's been now. That's like 6 years since Stan has been gone. Can you believe how fast time flies?
And I think Stan Lee was in Spider-Man 1.
He was in Spider-Man 1. He had a cameo appearance in so many Marvel movies. I think he had over 20 cameo appearances, and I think he was credited as being himself the most. He was himself on screen more than any other. He appeared as himself in different movies on screen more than any other celebrity has as themselves in a film in history or something like that. It was something really wild, which I think is really cool. All right, I have Strange Adventures number 11 of 12. This is from Tom King's run here. Some really good stuff. These books go for a lot of money. They're like $5 books all day. We're going to do it for $2 right now. That's also something, if I just see it, I grab it right away. I have Slapstick number 1. That's going to go for $2. I'm on my Wolverine kick right now, so I have Death of Wolverine, the Logan Legacy number 1. That's going to go for $2. I have Infestation number 2. This is a big IDW Hasbro crossover from circa 2009, 2010, where they brought on zombies into the Hasbro universe. So Infestation number 2 is going to go for $2. Okay, Wolverine's off to John Johnson. You guys got any questions on these bottom row books? Let me know. Once again, if you spend $150 with me today, you are getting a free copy of She-Hulk number 1, Sensational She-Hulk number 1. And secondly, if you spend $75 with me, you're getting Warlion 2 on the house. This is limited to only one person. Same with that She-Hulk. Another thing we got going on, if you spend $100 with me, I'm going to unlock these Androgel comic books here. These are like $40 books all day. And then at $125, you get this X-Men Original Sin here. This is all free for the first person who reaches that spending milestone. So once we hit 150, you get that Sensational She-Hulk on the house. Invoicing will be done later today, and if you guys the sooner you pay up your invoices, the sooner I'll ship out your stuff. If you want to continue building your box with me, that's okay too. if I send you your invoice and you're like, Onrie, I need like an extra week, or I need till this time to do it. Like David Moore, he's been a long time shopper with me. He said, Onrie, I need until the 14th. Okay, you're David Moore. I'm taking care of you. I do the same thing for any of you guys, especially if you're a regular and you've shopped with me for more than a few months or whatever the case is. I know you guys are good for it. We've established a relationship. You want to build your box a little bit. You need a little breathing room in between your shopping needs. I'll work with you on that. That's no big deal. Things are good. Things are good, man. Yeah. I set aside, tomorrow my kids are going back to their mothers, and I set aside some comics that I picked up this week, like Batman First Night, Spectacular Spider-Man, and the latest issues of Batman. And what else did I put up there? Things that I just really wanted to read. So tomorrow I'm dropping my kids off. I'm coming home. I'm kicking my feet up, and I'm going to read some comics. And then I'm going to start working on Mark's Kickstarter. But I'm really looking forward to that. Just having some alone time and being able to enjoy some comics that I've been wanting to read for a while. So looking forward to that. As much as I'm going to miss my kids, which I will. I feel like I never get enough time with them. It sucks. I have Quasar number 3. That's going to go for $2. Max downloaded the latest update for Fortnite. And the game is like really packed right now. There's just like way too many people in the rooms. And everybody who's like really good at the game is playing right now because, like they want to unlock everything so that they can do that and move on to the next game, that kind of a thing. And Max was having such a hard time playing that he started crying because he just lost, and he was just so like upset about it. And I was like, if this is the one thing he's crying about, then I think I'm doing okay as a dad. If this is the reason he's crying, then I'm doing okay as a dad. Thank God that's the worst thing in the world that he's crying about. Given everything that's going on in the world right now, every situation is so different. And he's been through a lot lately, with our divorce and everything. So if he's crying about something like stupid like that, like he can get over it quicker. And, that's it. Otherwise, this kid's happy as ever. So it just sucks that he had those experiences. But sometimes you get your ass whooped and it makes you want to cry. I mean, like, sometimes you just got to cry it out, bro. I have to cry it out, too, when I have bad conventions. I mean, we all got to go through that. Sometimes you just got to feel that pain, and it sucks. But if that's the worst of it, hey, everything's okay. I got RoboCop number 6. That's going to go for $2. I have Revival number 9. That's $2. I have Magica from Red Giant Entertainment number 1. That's going to go for $2. You ain't winning unless you're crying. I agree. Blood, sweat, and tears. I can't tell you guys how many tears I've had to drop over Yu Shin. How many times I got angry over the way I was treated with that book and all this stuff. And all of that anger, maybe it was warranted, or maybe it was me being naive at the time, but those experiences, they hardened me. It's like now when these kinds of things happen, I'm not even shocked by it, but it was during those years where I was like learning how to do this that things were tough because there was no playbook for how to go to conventions with your self-published comic and make a career out of it. There was nothing. All right, like, yeah, you had creators going on Kickstarter, but the books that were succeeding on there, like, there was no pattern I could see, and it was actually something I was really hesitant to use. I should have started using it immediately. The fact that I didn't is something I'm really upset about. Like the fact that I had the stubbornness to like go out of pocket with everything, put me into more debt than I needed to be in. There was no reason for it, but you go through these experiences and you learn, and I remember going to a show. It was Florida SuperCon in Miami. This is before Reed Pop bought it and turned it around. So when I was out there, I was expecting it to be a great weekend. It was 4th of July weekend, 4 days. And I thought, I'll bring 800 books with me and I'll sell them all. I ended up selling 500, and I was so upset by that. After the first day, it was so dead on the convention floor. No one was there. The weather was beautiful outside. Why would anyone want to come into a convention when there is so much going on outside? Exhibitors were so angry that they were moving their spaces around on the floor, trying to give themselves better space to prepare for Saturday. And the way the layout was set up at the show, oh my God, it was terrible. It was the worst layout ever. So imagine, I'll just draw it up for you guys so you can see it real quick. This is the back wall, right? See this line here, this bottom line here? That's, this one right here. This is like the back wall of the convention. This is exactly where my table was. There was no walkway for people to come around here. So if people didn't come all the way down here because they were interested in just seeing what was down that aisle, they weren't going down that aisle because they'd hit a wall. And there was nowhere to walk around that area. We had zero traffic, and I wanted to give up. And I was so sad. I was so sad because my wife at the time and my son were at home, and I was missing Max's first 4th of July weekend party or weekend in America. It was kind of a milestone. Max was actually born in Kazakhstan, and he was a citizen born abroad. And he spent the first 9 months of his life in Kazakhstan. I saw him once every couple months. And then when he came, it was a huge adjustment for me because I went from being a bachelor to being a dad overnight. I wasn't even, used to the idea of being married yet because my wife and I at the time, we got married very quickly. And then she went back to Kazakhstan for 2 years. And it was during this time that she got pregnant with Max when we saw each other. So it was really hard. And I felt this pressure on me now because I went from being a bachelor to a dad. And I'm like, I have to provide for my family. It's not just like, hey, I'm following my dream. This has to work. This has to make money. I can't go to shows and not make money and call myself a comic book creator. And if no publisher is going to hire me, then I just got to figure out how to do it myself. There was no other option. That was it. It was either that or abandon everything that I had worked so hard to achieve up to that point. So when I was out there, it was a really low moment for me. That first day was just so defeating. I remember going back to my hotel, and I just wanted to give up. I wanted to go home, and I really just didn't want to do this anymore. I was like, I'm tired of this. I go and I'm taking these chances. I'm getting hit. This is just absolutely awful. I sold 50 books that day. That was nothing. That was just nothing for me. I needed to sell more. I needed to hit at least 150 on a Thursday in order for it to make sense. And I'm like, all right, it's Thursday. We'll go back. We'll try this again on Friday. On Friday, I moved 127 books. And I was like, still not happy. But I'm like, all right, I can maybe make something work. But before that, going back to Thursday, I was actually thinking about leaving the show because it was so bad, and I was convinced that this is it. And I actually called up the airline to see if I could change my trip so that I could go home and be with my family. And they told me it was going to cost me $300 to change my ticket, and it was going to cost me another $200 to ship my stuff home. I would have been out $500 that weekend. I'm like, well, I'm here, so I might as well make the best of it. Now we went to Friday. I did a little bit better on Friday, and I was like, all right, this is still low, but all right, I'm just going to stay here and fight till the end. Like, there's no point of going home, obviously. So let's just see this through the end. Saturday came in, and I had a really good day. I had an amazing day. And what was great was our neighbors were all helping each other bring sales down. So what I did was no one goes out and brings people in. They all stay behind their booths because this is how most vendors work. This is how it's supposed to work. But because of this setup at the convention, there was no way I could get traffic over to me. So the only way to solve this problem was I had to leave my booth, go into the open aisle, grab someone from the open aisle, bring them all the way back to me, and then after doing that, sending them to a neighbor of mine so that that neighbor has a chance to pitch. That way it makes sense for me to go run out and do everything because I'm not just helping me, I'm helping my neighbors now. I'm giving everybody a chance to get that extra sale, to get that extra pitch in, to push. And it would have been nice if I had an end cap, but No one was going to give me an end cap. Why should they give me an end cap? You know, I paid for a spot there. That was it. So I had to make it work. And at the end of the show, I moved, more than half of the books, 500 out of 800 books. I could have left that show and have sold only 50 copies, and I probably would have not regretted it because I would have had a chance to spend time with my family. But I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be here selling you guys comics if that was the mentality I went with. That would have been a major turning point in my life. I had to make a choice. It was not an easy choice, and believe me, it did bring tears, lots of tears over. And that's just one instance. There's so many cases throughout my career that's happened, and that's what being in comics is. That's what any career, any worthwhile pursuit. That's what it requires, sacrifice. You have to go out there and work for it, like David Moore's doing right now in his games. Like all of you guys do on a weekly basis. So, sentimental say 7.2. Yes, Chris Steischel, that is why I carry my blade with me to my shows. It is my sign. That is a symbol of my perseverance, 100%. Why do they call it an oven when you are often the cold food? I don't even know what this means. What does this mean? Dave Moore, can you get your intern here to translate this, please? ASAP, chop. Welcome. Nayabushi, are you related to Mitsubishi? The car company? Why do they call it an oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Was this written by Todd McForlove? Well, it looks like we know what's getting our numbers up. We got some bots in the room. Let me go get the intords. Canceled. Canceled again. I have Nighthawk number 1, number 3, and number 4. If you grab all of these, it's just $6. I have Nightmaster, Monsters of Rockdom. This is a one-shot from DC. This is pretty cool. $2. Bless you, comic champion. Nayabushi, you're awesome. You're the comic champion. You're awesome. Thank you for being here. I didn't know if you were a bot or not. Could you explain what you meant over here? Now I insulted a new customer. I should be canceled. What kind of sale is that? Discriminatory sale? What rating is that? Give me a 10 here, guys. That's more than a 7. We all get in the boot. I have Nubia, number 3 of 6. This is going to go for $2. An 8. Tori gives me an 8. I'm sorry, Nayabusha. Where are you from? How do we know each other? I got Trinity of Sin, Pandora one shot. This is going to go for $2. Onrie doesn't sell to boards. Canceled. Board. Oh my gosh, we got FOMO time coming up already? It's been an hour? Gosh. All right, we got Trinity of Sin, Pandora number 1. This can go for $2. I have Rage number 3. This is going to go for $2. Red Skull number 1. This is Battle World. This is going to go for $2. The Ray Rebirth number 1. That's $2. Spider-Man 2099 number 3. That's $2. Star Trek Nero, covered by David Messina. This is issue 3. It's going to go for $2. I have Strike Force Morituri number 3, number 4, and number 8 going for just $2. Don Johnson, I was thinking of you because you made a request for some like 80s Marvel stuff. Here's something interesting about Strike Force Morituri. I think Jonathan Hickman wanted to do something with these characters. And David Moore, I did find some Hickman for you. Some Hickman books. You won't stop me, Hickman. Johnny Boy Hickman. Spidey 2099 and Dreadstar off to David Moore. David Moore! You have to hear the video. I'm doing it. You guys ready to get charged? Watch this freaking video. Turn the volume up and watch this video and salute your screen right now. David Moore! David Moore. When the final battle of Earth will be fought in reality, okay? Like, we're talking about the final battle for all humanity. When that battle is fought, the final war cry going into battle will be David Moore. That's it. I'm just predicting it right now. It's going to happen. It is epic. And it's going to sound just like that. And it's going to be that exact same video on a big ass screen behind all the soldiers who are armed with like super, sophisticated weapons. They don't even look like guns. They look like something like, they look like totally different. And then they like destroy the alien army, and then humanity lives on forever. That's what's going to happen. I've already seen it. I may make a comic book about it one day. It'll be called Your Mom. My intorms just threw me through the water cooler. All right, going back to Stan Lee stuff. I found more of the stuff he did for Boom, including the book I had him sign, The Traveler. This one's not signed by Stan, but this is the first issue of The Traveler. Another thing I did was I read these books. And then I discovered that Stan Lee didn't actually write these books. He just created the characters. It was actually Mark Waid who wrote it. But still, it was a creation by Stan. So that was something that I thought was important. Mark Waid was doing a lot of work for Boom at the time. He did a series called Irredeemable and Incorruptible. And it was basically about what would happen if Superman lost his mind and became a bad guy and enslaved the entire world. Who would stand up to him? So Irredeemable was the book that followed the Superman character. Incorruptible followed the story of his arch nemesis, who was suddenly, kind of reformed, obviously in rebellion against this guy. Like now he was the good guy. Things switched up. And it was really good stuff. I didn't read the whole thing, but I collaborated with an artist that worked on it, which was kind of cool. He actually did the cover for Hunter and Destroyer #1. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Tord McFarlane's Warline, written by Onrie Compen with page numbers. I have Lady Castle, #1 of 4 from Boom. That's going to go for $2. Marvel Vision. This is the September 1996 issue 9. We got Star Trek and X-Men. There was a big crossover happening. Jeff Matsuda, Overpower Cards, Hulk Animated Series, Elektra, Time Slip, and Liam Leafield. There's some really cool articles in here about these guys. That's $2. I have Heroes Reborn #2. This is the action figure variant of Power Princess. That's going to go for just $2. She's like the Marvel version of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Rage #1. To go with that, Rage #3. It's going to go for $2. Rage was a game that came out by Bethesda. It was like a first-person shooter. And it's from the guys who created Doom and Quake. So they had a Dark Horse series. The art in here is by Andrea Moody, who's a pretty cool artist. Like he's done a lot of cool stuff for Aftershock and Scout. And I think he worked at Dark Horse on a couple titles. Like, really good artist. So we got issues 1 and 3 of Rage going for just $4. Wonder Woman. I got Hickman, Ultimate Comics. The Ultimates #10 going for $2. Typhoid Fever, the X-Men. This can go for $2. Typhoid Fever, Spider-Man. This can go for $2. Nightmaster and Strike Force. goes off to Lorena. Hey, Lorena. It's terrible. It is FOMO time in just a moment here. Let me just get to that bottom rack, and then I'll do it. I'll do our FOMO books. Chris Dyskel's keeping me on a schedule. My lawyer, I was told I have to. My lawyer informed me that I need to be on a schedule. You have to do this at this time, otherwise we might have to actually compensate, and like we'll be in like a total we'll be totally liable for like not doing FOMO books when we're supposed to do FOMO books. Stick to the script. Shut up and do as you're told. Shut up and be 100% positive at all times. I got Winter Soldier, The Bitter March, #1 by Rick Remender. This is going to go for $2. Wolverine First Class, #14. This is a cool cover. Wolverine slashing the ground while he's on a motorcycle. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's a badass cover. Wolverine First Class 14. The Legend of Wonder Woman #7 is $2. Vampirella #9 is $2. Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge Free Comic Book Day. I'm going to do this for $1 because I have a feeling Chris Dyskel would want this book. So Chris Dyskel, I'm going to do this for $1. What's up, Curtis? Do you smell what the torte is cooking? Scrooge is off. Excellent. Chris Dyskel. Appreciate you, bud. All right, I got Ultimate Comics Wolverine #2. This is written by Cullen Bunn. That's going to go for $2. There's a lot of fun Stan Lee finds in here. Like, Who Wants to Be a Superhero, #1. This was based on a TV show. And the TV show, this is some lame ass shit right here, okay? This is one of the lamest shows I've ever seen in my life. And one day I'm going to meet the people who are on this show, and they're going to be like, so you didn't like me on this show, huh? And they're going to like just gut punch me and like walk off, which will be kind of funny. Heath, I got you on the Vampirella. So anyway, the show was on TV, and it was Stan Lee hosting Who Wants to Be a Superhero. And it was kind of like Donald Trump on the Boss Show. What was it? The one that the show that Donald Trump was on. And he would have to fire these superheroes. So every superhero would come on and they'd showcase their powers, and then they didn't have powers. These guys just like were total dorks. Like, and they were all so lame. I mean, it was just like so unapologetically lame. And they came up with these characters, and then they all got their own comics. Like, this is like the ultimate moment that like you're embarrassed to be a fan of comics. Like and this was like aired everywhere. So like if I told someone that like I worked in comics, it'd be like, ew, get away from me. Like, look at this dude. Tell me this dude is not a total like stranger danger vibe here. The diffuser. If I saw that guy walking down the street, I'd call the police. The diffuser. This guy wouldn't last 2 seconds in the ghetto. Get his ass whooped. The Apprentice. That's right. Thank you, Tori. And I didn't bring up Donald Trump right here to spark up political intrigue, so keep all that crap out of here. Go talk about that with your mom and dad over dinner tonight. We don't talk about that crap here. All right. Heath, I got you. Talk about your mom, though. All right, let's get back to it. No one wants Who Wants to Be a Superhero? Inspired by The Apprentice. It was inspired by The Apprentice. I'm sorry. This totally was. I remember seeing an episode of that. I'm like, And this guy, like, he got up, because they'd have to, the whole idea of the show was they had to go out and do good in the world, and then Stan would judge them based on their actions. And so these guys would actually have to do, like, acts of goodwill. Like, they were never, like, superheroes in the sense of actually being superheroes. They were actually, like, going to hospitals and, like, giving away their comics, and, like, being like, hey, guys, it's me, the diffuser. You guys want to go to the x-ray room for a minute? I'll show you how my powers work. Hey, little boy, want some ice cream? It's diffuser flavored. It's diffuser flavored ice cream with chunks of justice. Oh boy. Where is that freaking book? I didn't put it up there? No, I didn't put it up there. There it is. Someone buy this book already. Another one, they stopped from being a hero because he had too many guns. He became the villain. Oh, the diffuser? Did you see that show? Rain sales 7.3. Onrie laughs at his own jokes. Onrie always laughs at his own jokes. If you can't laugh at your own jokes, then you're taking life too seriously. Who the hell cares? Laugh at your own jokes. Make yourself laugh. Make others laugh. Spread happiness. Stop being a tight ass. All right, I got Deaths of Wolverine number 5. That's going to go for $2. I have Wolverine patch number 5. That's going for $2. And then I have White Widow number 3. This is going to go for $2 as well. Really cool foil feel on the cover there. And then I got Wolverine number 3. This is from the run I'm actually trying to put together. However, it's a variant cover. I'm a cover guy, so I'm doing this one for just $2. Death of Wolverine's off down. I got you. Do I have any takers for King of Kickin' It today, huh? No one's going after it yet. David Moore is the closest. All right. I'm gonna fill up this rack here, or this row here, and then we're off the FOMO. Chris Deiskell is like, you're 10 minutes behind schedule, Onrie. Get with the frickin' program. White Widow's off to Curtis. Nice pickup, Curtis. There she blows. There the White Widow blows. I wonder what the deal is with that, because doesn't Marvel have the rights to White Widow? I wonder if there's any contention with that right now. I have War Machine 2.0, US War Machine 2.0. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. This set's going to go for $6. So the Marvel Max series, there was a original series with this. It was like 12 issues. It follows James Rhodes and how he's using the War Machine armor for the U.S. military and doing like some pretty serious missions, in like the Middle East and stuff like that. And this is all like 9/11 era stuff. It's pretty intense. It's really violent. It is a Max series, so like it's up there. And the artwork, the interior artwork's all black and white too. It's a really good series. Highly recommend it. This is gonna go for just $6 for these 3 issues. Both U.S. War Machine 1, it was a 12-issue series, and then I think 2 was a 12-issue series. They were both fantastic. They were really great. I have Star Trek Deep Space Nine, number 7. That's going to go for $2. It's done now, huh? I have The Empty Man, number 1 from Boom, going for $2. Looks like a horror story by Cullen Bunn, and it's a perfect jump-on point, $2. Dragon Prince, number 1 from Top Cow, another perfect jump-on point. This can go for $2. Here's another fun find. Doctor Strange, number 17. This is part of that Galactus, the Herald of Galactus run here. This is easily a $5 book but I got it for one. I'm selling for two, so $2 on this. I have Cage Hero #1. This is a martial arts UFC book by Kevin Eastman, who is the creator of Ninja Turtles. He did this with Dynamite. This is going to go for $2. All right, it is FOMO time, and I have to answer a question for Chris Dyskull. What does FOMO even mean? Well, we're going to show you right now. Just give me a second here, and you will see.
It's FOMO time! What's that even mean anyway? Oh, is that what it means? I'm such a weirdo for missing out on these great deals!
All right, it is FOMO time, so don't be a wiener and miss out on these books. We're doing $5 FOMO right now. I have Star Wars King Size Annual #2 going for $5. Detective Comics 600 is $5. Superman 75. This is the second printing. This is going to go for $5. Conan the Barbarian 195. This is going to go for $5. Daredevil 198 is $5. The Eternals #1 is $5. The Amazing Spider-Man 327 by Tord McFarlane is going to go for $5. And I have Dark Claw #1. This is going to go for $5. $5 FOMO. Detective is Called by Curtis. Make your claims. That Conan cover looks really good. That looks like a Joe Kubert cover. ASM 327 is claimed. Wow, Bree, you must be a really big fan of Todd McFarlane. If anything, Bree wins the crown for being the biggest Todd McFarlane fan. I have Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps #1. That's going to go for $2. We're going to take this rack down now. I'm going to just showcase these books again. Some of these I might actually reprice. So let me look at what I have on the board so far and see what I want to reprice. What I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of getting a sense of what this book is going for. So Trinity of Sin #1. Futures End. Futures. Okay, so this book right now is going for, the lowest price I see is $2.12, but shipping for it is $5. So let's just call it a $3 book with shipping included. I'm doing it for $2 right now, but if I need to resell it for more, I can later. I could just put this up for $4 and just let it sit there and wait. I'd rather move it at $2. How much for both racks? As is with the FOMO books? I'll tell you what. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 30, 31. I got 31 on this rack. Give me 1 second, all right? 31. And I got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, plus 18. Okay. Plus the $5 FOMO books. So that's another 35. Oh, the Dr. Comics is off to Curtis. So that's 30 minus 5. I'll tell you what, I'm totaling 79 with all the FOMO books. That's with all the FOMO books included. That's basically $1 a book. If you grab them all right now, what do you say we do it at 50? If you're going to take all this off my hands right now so I don't have to deal with it, $50. I'll take $30 off. We got a deal. That gets you free shipping on the order. You hit 150 with me, PJ, you get that Sensational She-Hulk #1 unlocked for free. You'll also get Warline #1 unlocked at $75. Sensational She-Hulk #1 unlocked at $150. And then you got the Androgyl comics too. This will be unlocked at $100. And then I'll throw in this X-Men Original Sin graphic novel as well. That's to the first person. All right, done at 50. Boom shakalaka. I love it. We just moved a lot of books. PJ. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. Oh, books were cleaned. Sorry. Yes. Okay. I suck. I didn't see those comments. I need someone watching my back sometimes, like on the air to, let me know stuff. Sorry about that. Okay, PJ, those books were claimed first, so I got to honor that. What that means for you is you save some money now. I'm going to take $10 off the stack here. We're now at $40 for everything. So these 2 books were claimed. I got to honor that because I want to give our FOMO guys a shot here. I'm always going to do right by you guys, even if I make a mistake. So we got it. PJ, if you're okay taking that stack at 40, I'll still do it. So I'm saving you some money now. And Heath, I apologize. Sorry about that. I didn't see those other claims. All right, no worries. We got a deal. All right, awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Sorry about that mistake. I'm allowed to make mistakes, damn it. Look at that. We had another FOMO clear out, guys. Thank you so very much. And we sold off all these stinking books here. I am so happy. PJ has a stack, which is actually double this, by the way. There you go, sir. Boom shakalaka. Good. Prices are correct. Everything's okay. Perfect. Tori's awesome. Thank you, Tori. Everyone, stop what you're doing right now and say thank you, Tori. If it wasn't for Tori, I'd be totally off the walls right now. If there's one person I trust more than my lawyer, it's my doctor. Tori's my doctor. No, she's my neurosurgeon. You gotta have, every Jew has to have his lawyer and his surgeon right beside him. Otherwise, he's gonna get sued. Thanks, Tori. Lorena says thanks, Tori. Heath says thanks, Tori. All right, let's keep it rocking. I have Catwoman #3 of 4 by Mindy Newell. It's a 4-issue miniseries going for $2. Captain Carter number 3, that's $2. Shadow of the Bat number 16 and number 17, that's going to go for $4 on this pair. I got Ant-Man number 4, that's $2. I have Adam Strange Future Quest number 1, that's $2. I have Atlantis Attacks number 1 and number 2. These are some cool covers here. That's going to go for $4. Shadows of the Bat are off to Curtis. Those Shadows of the Bat are cool covers. Enjoy those, good sir. We are moving through this new stuff. I'm super happy. I have Battle World Secret Wars Journal number 3, going for $2. Infinity Entity number 1, that's $2. I Vampire number 8, number 13, and number 18, and number 19. This is going to go for just $8. $8. Yes, Curtis's Bat collection is epic. Lou Yeager, how you doing, man? Lou, how you doing, man? Everybody comes on to say thank you, Tori. I love it. That's great. I have Hawkman Convergence number 1. That's going to go for $2. I have Happy Hill number 1. That's $2. I have Hardware Season 1. This is the first issue. That's going to go for $2. I have Heavy Metal Elements Savage Circus number 6, number 7, and I think there was a number 8. I had more of it. That's going to go for $2 so far a piece, so that's 4 on those. These are each 2. The Hardware I think is cool. This is a good jumping on point, first issue. See what it's about. I don't know if you've never read it. We have Horseman number 1, and there's some Korean at the top, and I can actually read it. It says Hang Usa. Haming Usa. Haming Usa. Haming Usa. Haming Usa. All right, it's $2. Sorry. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Lou. Good to see you. You're out in Wisconsin, right? We're not far from each other. I got Heavy Metal Elements. This is the prologue. I have Chapter 8 and Chapter 11 as well. If you grab all of them, it's 6, 7, 8, 11 in the prologue. That's all going to go for $10 for the Heavy Metal Elements. Savage Circus. Horseman is kin to David Moore. Yes, this is true. All right, I got Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. This is pretty cool. The Howling Commandos working with, a bunch of monsters in the Marvel Universe, the monster anti-heroes. This is cool. I'm going to go for $2. The Inhumans number 7. This is about a motorcycle gang who take on the form of monkeys. It's really good. $2 on that. Heroes Reborn Remnants number 1. That's $2. I have Great Pacific number 1. That's going to go for $2. Tori plus Culver's equals winning. Tori, tell your mom that your Culver's is on me tonight. I'll buy your Culver's. Tell her if she needs me to, I'll PayPal her the money. I'm buying on behalf of everyone on the show. Buy Tori Culvers, the fundraiser. You don't even need to GoFundMe for it. That's the best part about it. I have Giant Killer Book 1 and Book 3. This is going to go for $4. Just like, I'm just going to get one of everything on the menu. Total bill comes out to like $150. I just donated all the comics for Tori's Culver's meal. I got Elektra number 2 going for $2. Yes, that is an Among Us plushie. So Max was given that as a gift for his birthday last year. And then he didn't care about it. His friends gave it to him. And then I was like, all right, maybe we should sell this. And Alan's like, well, I want to keep it. So I opened it. I let Alan keep it. And he forgot it even exists. So now it's just hanging out back here. And the reason why I put it up here is because I didn't want Bentley to like start biting the crap out of this thing and then like ripping it apart. If anybody's interested in buying this, I mean, it's out of the box. So, I mean, you know, there's nothing special about it, but I'll do it for like $15 if anybody wants this Among Us thing. We don't need it here. We got a Bentley. He's kind of outgrown it anyway. Yeah, Stan, he had a friend, but I'm trying to sell off his friend. I'd rather be able to afford to buy Max Culver's, something he'll actually like remember, as opposed to this Among Us plushie, which, like, seriously, like Alan has his toys, like Alan likes like action figures, like things like that. He didn't care for stuffed animals. He's got like 2 big bins full of toys, but he's very particular about the ones that he plays with. He only plays with like 1. That's it. There's nothing else. I have the Gardener number 1. That's going to go for $2. And the best thing about it is, every night he goes to sleep, he has his toys in there, and he's just like laying on top of the toy. And I'm like, that's gotta hurt. So I always like go over it at night and make sure I grab his toy out. He's not sleeping on his toy. Gardner goes off to Curtis. That's great. I got to spend a lot of time with them this week. I'm upset. I think that story I shared at the beginning, about having a bad con, sort of culminated this week with everything that happened with Planet Comic-Con. Like, that show was supposed to be a really big payoff for me. Like, we're talking $6,000 that I'm not going to be bringing home now as a result of me not being at this show. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not making nearly that when I do these live sales. So these cons are really where I make the bulk of my money throughout the year. But with this, it's not that I'm not doing it. It's just that it culminates over time. And, there's a lot of things going on that kind of affect different things. And, this is still a growing business. It's not exactly where Yisun Shin is, which has been around for, a decade longer than my collectibles business. So, I like to think of it as, growth is a process. You can't expect certain things to be the same way. And that's what allowed me to make peace with the situation. Is I was able to do it with Yisun Shin, so why can't I do it with the collectibles business? We moved quite a bit of books today, and I really appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me on Saturday. So if anything, if we just sold a small stack of books, that's already a victory. That's just how things work in the business. Like, I'll get my shop back at Planet Comic-Con, and I'm actively searching for a show to replace what I missed. And I might get into another show that I may not have been able to get into had I not ran into certain people at Emerald City. Like, things just kind of work out when you kind of give it a little bit of, when you remove yourself from it emotionally. So there you go. Done with my rant. Ghost Money number 1 of 10. That's $2. Mississippi has a con. You said it was a 2-day con, though. I need a 3-day con. Unless that 3rd day is somehow swapped up with like a store signing. But store signings are tough because it's just, I need the foot traffic in order to like really make it worthwhile for me. I'm looking for big shows where I can move a lot of product and I have a little bit more of an extended time to do it, If they do that Mississippi Con and it's a 3-day show, I'm in for it. The second it becomes a 3-day show, count on me to be there. Or if they invite me out as a guest and help me offset my costs, that's another thing I'd be willing to do too. But I can't fly out there, ship stuff out there, and because it takes me Fridays, it takes me the first full day of working a con just to break even. So if I fly out for a show like that's only 2 days, that means one of those days I'm working just to break even. And then that second day is when I am in the black. It's much nicer when I have 2 days to be in the black, because then I can rake in a lot more from that show. So it's one of those things that I've had to learn. And again, it's through blood, sweat, and tears. You learn it. I did a convention. It was a 1-day show. I thought I expected to make $1,500. I come to the show, I had to fly out for it, had to pay for a hotel, I had to do all these things. And only like 50 people showed up at the entire convention for the whole day. And I brought so much stuff with me, which I now had to log back home. And especially if it's a show that I've never done before, it's just something like I've had to learn, to only go to the shows that are going to be the most profitable for me, because otherwise I could be out of business. It could really hurt me. Yeah, I know, it sucks. I hate it. But if it's a drivable show, how far is Mississippi from Chicago? It is a boo. I will send you, Tori, I will send you a Warline 2. Once we get the 8 cover, I'll send you a Warline 2. I got you covered. I have Goosebumps, Horrors of the Witch Hour, number 2. That's going to go for $2. Oh, you're saying just send you a Warline 2 instead of getting you Culvers today. Did you get Culvers? I hope you got it. I have the Gargoyle, number 4. That's going to go for $2. I have Giant Killer, book 2. That's going to go for $2. I have Grim Fairy Tales, number 120 and 121. This is written by Pat Chan. This dude is crazy, man. He just raised $64,000 on Kickstarter yesterday. He finished his campaign, and he was in Vegas for some summit that Zenoscope was having. It was like a VIP thing. This dude is just absolutely crushing it right now in the comics world, and he's also working with Zenoscope. That's gonna go for $4. Yeah, an 11-hour drive. I don't know. Maybe if there was a way for me to hit up a couple comic shops. I don't know. And that's the thing with comic shops too, is I go and hit up shops, then I gotta split the profits with them. You can't just go in and rake in the money and leave. And again, I'm saying this to you right now, Chris, the second that Mississippi show becomes a 3-day show, count me in. Or if they are interested in having me out there as a guest so I can offset my costs. Totally down to do a 2-day show out there. All right, Grim gets cleaned. Just for the experience. And a chance to hang out with you, man. You're also welcome to come out to Chicago if you want to come crash with me. I'm trying to get into Fan Expo Chicago right now. Most of the time, I'll probably be hosting a couple other creators as well. I hope my friends save some money while they're on the road. They help me save some money while I'm on the road. Flight into Mystery, number 4. That's $2. Yeah, I want to do that one. The Fan Expo New Orleans, I'm going to try and get into that next year. I think I would do really well out there. It'd be nice to have that in January, just something to, one thing I was really happy about this year at MegaCon was just having a show in the beginning of February. That alleviated so much stress off of my shoulders because of the fact that, I had a show so early in the season. I'm so used to shows not really taking off until March. So it's nice when you have something in January to really kick things off. So I'm going to try and get into that New Orleans show next year. And if that's the case, then hey man, we'll hang out in New Orleans. I love New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, Zenoscope's great. They're good people. I have Falcon number 2. That's going to go for $2. Firepower number 7. That's $2. Future State Gotham number 8. That's $2. Evil Ernie issue 5. That's going to go for $2. I have East of West, number 3, number 11, and number 19. David Moore, you said you were looking for Jonathan Hickman stuff. Here's some more Hickman stuff for you. East of West, going for $6. And I have more of East of West back at the warehouse. Evil Ernie is off to the Heath. Guys, we are totally moving and grooving. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. We've moved a lot of comics this afternoon. Thank you. Appreciate it. I have Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, number 4. That's $2. Catwoman, number 22. That's $2. Robins, number 2 of 6. That's $2. Punisher War Journal, number 15. Number 17. Number 18, number 19, number 20, number 21, number 22. I'm going to do this as a dollar run right now. 2, 4, 6, 7. $7 for this run. $7 for this. Let's take it. Oh, man. I don't know. Elvira and Catwoman gets cleaned by Heath. Heath called Elvira first, but Don gets Catwoman. Don gets Catwoman. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do a show tomorrow. I have to start getting ready for the Mark's Kickstarter, so I have to reshoot the entire the trailer for Mark's. I don't know if I showed it to you guys before, but yeah, Don, you and Heath are after similar stuff today. So I had a pitch for Mark's before, and I can't find the original source file for it. But we're changing the title of the book for this newest printing, and we added a new page at the end of the book too that I think is really important and really interesting. It's like the final piece to that story. So anybody who bought Mark's A Tale of Neglect is going to want to pick up Mark's A Tale of Survival. Even though it's essentially the same book, there is something at the end of that I think is worth buying all in itself, and it's going to look really great. I'm really excited about that. And then we also have the 15-year anniversary edition of the Yisun Shin Warrior and Defender graphic novel coming out. It's going to have a hollow foil cover on it. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous, and it's off at the printers right now. And so is Warline number 2. So we're going to be doing campaigns for all 3 of these. And I have recently made a decision to move out of the single issue realm with Yisun Shin. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be selling off the remainder of the single issues that I have. And then I'm going to start working with trade paperbacks. So we're going to be doing soft cover versions of Yisun Shin 1 through 4. So I'm not taking it out of print. I'm just moving it over to a soft cover paperback form, which I'm going to sell for the same price that I sell the first 4 single issues. It's just easier for me to keep track because it sucks when I sell out of issue 1 and then I got to restock on my issue 1 so that I can sell off my 2, 3s, and 4s, and all the way up to 9. So we're going to put out 2 more single issue runs, and that's for issues 11 and 12. And once we're done with that, we're going to kind of like ease into this trade paperback soft cover, move, which eventually we'll see 3 soft cover versions of Yisun Shin with new covers and everything. But that's kind of like our 3 to 5 year plan with Yisun Shin right now. My biggest challenge right now with Yisun Shin is actually getting it back into production. Originally, I was going to have Dexter work on it, but Dexter is already doing sample work for Marvel. He's working on some cool stuff. I can't really talk about it, but he has shared with me what he's doing over there. I need to have him finish Warline 3 because we started working on that together. So I'm kind of in between things right now with my artist on Yisun Shin, and I'm trying to see if I can find somebody who can just come in and finish the last 2 books for me. So hopefully we'll find somebody soon. We'll get things moving. Will Putin be in the new in the new version of Mark's? No, he will not. I need a mic attachment. I do need a mic attachment. I need you to be on my show, dude. Mike Wojciechowski is one of my best friends, guys. He's hanging out in the room right now. Mike, how you doing? I have Steve Rogers, Captain America, number 10. This is going to go for $2. Wow, really? Had issues 2 and 3 of Easton Shin. That's pretty cool. Some random mystery box had Easton Shin in it. That's cool. I have the Shaolin Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin, number 3. That's going to go for $2. I actually sell to a lot of Whatnot buyers at conventions because they typically go to shows to stock up for their Whatnot shows. So they're always looking for indie, and it's actually the live stream format has actually helped me get more awareness out there recently, and I've noticed that that our books are sold on different shows on Whatnot and everything, and I think it's pretty cool. Glad everybody's getting in on it. I have Robin plus Impulse number 1. This is going to go for $2. I have Superman number 14. That's going to go for $2. Journey into Mystery 626.1, 627, and 628, and 629, and 648. And by the way, I'm sorry, I said these were $2 books. These are all dollar books. We're going into dollar territory now. So the Journey into Mysteries, we'll do all 5 for 5. 5 for 5 on these. Iron Man, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 20. Number 21. Number 22. Number 23. Number 24. Number 25. And number 35. I'm going to do all of these, 2, 4, 6, 7, all of these for $7. I have X-Force number 13 and number 14. This is going to go for $2. Putin will not be in the newest edition of Barks, but Vladimir Putin will be back on Spawn. All right. I got Batman, Gotham, Night, Gilded City. Batman, Gotham, Night, Gilded City, number 3 of 6. Sorry, $2. Dark Ages, number 3, and number 4. Am I still saying $2 on these? These are all dollar books. My bad. All of these are dollar books. So that's 1. These are 2 together. Is that everything in that box? Yes. All right, I want to try and clear out that box. That would be great. That is what remains of all the new stuff that I bought. After today's show, I'm probably going to do a warehouse restock for Monday, which means we're going to have some fun. We'll be able to do some really cheap books. So yeah, I can't do a show tomorrow because I need a day to focus on Kickstarter, just to breathe and do all that stuff. Another thing that happened this week that really upset me, I was supposed to get my couch. I had bought a new couch, and I spent a lot of time going back and forth to the furniture store to get the right setup for it. And at first, the couch cost me $3,000. And then I made some adjustments to it after taking some measurements and then thinking about the layout and how it's going to look in my room, in my living room. And I went back and I brought the price down to $2,500. And then I went back and then I brought the price down to $2,000 because I ended up just finally fixing it up. Because there's currently furniture there, but some of it I want to get rid of. So I had it at $2,000, and it was supposed to be delivered on Friday. It wasn't. I didn't get any notification. I called up the company and I'm like, what the heck's going on? When are you guys going to drop this off? And they're like, well, we're not going to drop it off on April 8th. And I'm like, April 8th? Like, what the F? Give me my freaking couch. And they're like, well, it's not here yet. And I was really angry because it was just in the moment. But then I went over to the furniture store and I thought to myself, okay, I'm angry because they didn't communicate with me. But if I come in there and I give them, and I'm patient and kind and everything, I'm sure they'll be willing to work with me and they'll hook me up. They took the delivery fee off. So now I'm actually into this couch for like $1,700. And, I just took like half of the price down. So I actually got a really good deal on that, but it took a lot of work. Took a lot of work. Bachelor pads only need beanbag chairs. This is true, but I got boys, and this is my forever home. So I'm now, like I'm here 99% of the time when I'm not traveling. I mean, I go out and hang out with friends, but this is where I work. I don't go to an office. I don't do anything like that. So I realized that my common area is not really comfortable. The couch that's there currently is like, sucks. It's just really firm, and it's really bulky. I don't like it. So the couch I got is really loungy and cool and awesome, and I'm really looking forward to getting it. But it's going to take a little time, and that's cool. But I saved some money, and they were very kind to me. They took very good care of me at the furniture store. Now I just need to get this. Now I need to just get the stuff, and we're good. I have Punisher number 26. That's going to go for $2. Wolverine First Class number 1. We had a 14 earlier that sold. That's going to go for $2. Hulk number 291 and number 299. We got Doctor Strange on the cover. That's pretty cool. That's $4 on this set. X-Men Unlimited number 1. That's going to go for $2. Charlton Bullseye number 9. That's going to go for $2. The Punisher number 4 annual. That's going to go for $2. I have Power Man and Iron Fist number 119 and number 120. That's going to go for just $4. I have Batman Ra's al Ghul Year 1. That's going to go for $2. Detective Comics 841. That's a pretty cool Dustin Wen cover. This is going to go for $2. All right, I'll see you on Monday, Tori. Enjoy dinner. I will hook you up with the Warline 1. I will absolutely do that. Or, sorry, at number 2. I'll go number 2 now. I really want to hear what you think of it. Liberty Meadows, number 33, number 34, number 35, and number 36. If you grab all of these, I got you, Don. Grab all of these, it's 8. So Don's in for the Batmans. Detective Comics. Okay. I want to make sure I got the right thing. Okay. $4 to Don. Gasolina, Bien Vuido, number 1. I got 2 copies of this, going for two a pop. All right, Chris, you brought me to it. I need to get rid of these Archie books. Calling out to you, bud. Power Man 120 and the Punisher annual is off to Okay, Chris Dicekell, I'm calling out to you. Oh, Don, I have Legends of the Dark Knight 208 going for $2 if you want to throw it on. That's a cool Bruce Jones cover and Ariel Olivetti on the interior and cover. Beautiful book, $2. Everything Archie, number 77. Archie's Pals and Gals 21. Archie's Jokes 17. Archie's Christmas Stocking 535. Betty and Veronica Christmas Spectacular 191. Archie 3000 number 6. Archie's Christmas Stocking 546. If you grab, awesome, Don, I got you on the Batman. 2, 4, 6, 7. Chris, I got 7 books here. If you give me 5, I'll just do them all. $5 for the whole thing. I need to get rid of these now. Taking up too much room on the board here. And you're my guy for those. Got some Silver Age Archie in that. $5 on that whole run. All right, the Archie pack is gone. Thank you, Chris. Get you some books to read with the kids, unless they're for you. I picked up Duke number 1 through 3. That's another series I'm going to read tomorrow. I'm going to read Duke 1 through 3. I'll let you know what you and I can talk about it afterwards. I'm all caught up on Cobra Commander now. I really enjoyed that. I think Image is doing a really good job with the Hasbro stuff. I was never really into Transformers or G.I. Joe, but after reading Cobra Commander 1, I was like, damn, they did a really good job like explaining who this dude is and why he's such a badass. Great villain. But in his mind, he's the hero, and that's how you know you got a great villain, is when the villain thinks he's the hero. The villain should always see himself as the hero. Doom 2099, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and 21. Holy crap, what a stack here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9 books here. I was trying to sell them at 15. Give me $10. These are all yours. I got to move them. I can't sit on those Doom 2099s anymore. Apocalypse and the Extracts, number 5, that's 2. World's Finest, number 7, book 7, $2. Superman Special, number 1 is $2. And we got a full rack here. What would I do on this rack? I'll do $30 on this rack. If you want this double rack, it's $30. $30 on the double rack. That's all of these books here. We have 6 minutes left until we close up shop. So here's a chance for you to grab all these books at $30. Grab them all. I just need to get rid of them. $30 for the double rack. Not ready to go lower on that yet. But I will definitely do a restock between now and our next show because we moved a lot of stuff today. $30, and we will have officially moved through an entire short box of comics for today's show, which is pretty cool. No one hit Kickin it. That sucks. Maybe I'll bring it back on Monday as a bonus incentive on our return to CBSN. $30 on the double rack. Going once, going twice. All right, I'm going to take it down. I'll show off a couple more things and then we're closing out the show. We're actually, me and the boys are about to go out to dinner with my parents. So as soon as the show is over, I'm heading out to hang out with the fam. Mike Collins, what's going on? Oh, Lorena's taking it. Lorena's taking the deal. Awesome. Lorena, thank you. All right, I got to get those other books. Well, we got you. They're all in one box. Guys, we have sold through a ton of books today. Thank you so much. Holy crap. More than a short box. We are undefeatable. Undefeatable. All right. Lorena, you got a box again, my dear. That's awesome. And they say physical comics are a dying breed. No, I'm not taking them to the Portillo's. We're going to Marcello's, which is a father and son's Italian restaurant. They're like a local branch in Chicago. I'm not going to be eating anything there, though. So I'm trying to watch my figure expand. No, thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate it. All right, well, we got 3 minutes left. I owe a couple of you guys spins. I know I owe Heath a spin. See how close anybody got for King of Kickin it. 7, 9, 6, and 2. Okay, Heath, you're at 24, so no spin for you yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don, you're at 15. David Moore's at 18. Peach is at 40. And Lorena, you are at 38. So I owe PJ and Lorena a spin. The rest of you could suck it. X23, I got an X23 for you, Mike. Hang on. X23 Deadly Genesis number 2. I'll do this for $5. First appearance of a character named Haymaker. FF Books on the rack acclaimed. On the rack. Goes to Heath. 10. Excellent. This is what I want to see. Keith, you now got it. Yeah, no problem. I'll read through the bottom row of the books. Mike, let me know if you want to take this at 5 for the X23. I'll keep these books for next week. I'm going to go through the bottom rack one more time just so we can move through some of this stuff. No one unlocked King of Kickin, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'll go through the top stuff again, too. I'll be on the lookout for more X23 for you, bro. Oh, okay, no, you don't. You have that one. Okay, sorry about that. New series, any variants or older X23? No, I don't. So I just have this one. So that one's going to put back. I'll see what I can find for you, though. I'll definitely be on the lookout. Especially if I find stuff in like dollar bins. So are you looking? Okay, so you're looking for the new series, any variants or older X23. I will be on the hunt for that, brother. All right, I have Incredible Hulk versus Quasimodo number 1. That is $5 right now, $5 on this. Adventures of Superman 500, Return of Superman, sealed in the polybag, going for 5. Wolverine 59 is going for 5. Evangeline Maximum Press number 1, foil cover is going for 5. I have the Sensational She-Hulk, Adam Hughes number 1, foil variant going for 15. Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla going for 15. Superman gets claimed by Don. Outstanding. Have an interesting show next week. Defenders 39 is going to go for, and Wolverine. Awesome. Beautiful, Don. Defenders 39 is going to go for 5. Gunslinger Spawn number 22 by Tord Maforlov is going to go for 4. Amazing Spider-Man 262 is 15. Something's Killing the Children number 21, die cut cover, going for $10. Okay. Just on. Another foil gone. Another foil bites the dust. Doesn't bite the dust. Moves on somewhere else. I have the Sentry number 1. That's going to go for 5. And I have Star Trek Deep Space Nine number 1. That's going to go for 4. So we got all of these books here. This is everything here. And I'm going to have to close out this show here. So just letting you guys know that we're at the end of our show. If anybody wants to claim any of these, let me know. Yeah, all the kids in the 90s love the foil. The only one I have left now is that She-Hulk and the Evangeline. The Evangeline's 5, the She-Hulk's 15. Grab them both, it's 20. Actually, I'll do a last-minute deal. 18 on the pair. 18 on the pair. Take $1 off each. All right. Oh, and then we have the Star Wars 29 and 34. This is the Carmine Infantino covers. That's going to go for 20. I have Captain America 1 and 2. This is from J. Michael Straczynski's run. Some good stuff. Going to go the pair for 12. Just trying to move it. And then I have Bullseye number 1 through 5. Bullseye 1 through 5 is going to go for $25. All right, Don's taking the foil deal. it down. Let's see where you're at. You're at 58 now, so you have unlocked free shipping. Heath, let's see where you're at. 12 plus 7, 9 plus 6. You're at 34. Awesome. We've had a great show. The rest of the bottom row books, I got 5, 10, 14, 29, 39, 44, 48. I got $48 worth of books here. I'll do them all at 35. Claim the rest of the bottom rack books. That includes the Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Century 1, Something's Killing the Children 21, that die cut cover, Amazing Spider-Man 262, Gunslinger Spawn 22, Defenders 39, and Incredible Hulk versus Quasimodo. Get it all for 35. Yeah, I wish I could do one more hour. I really do got to get going now. You guys, this is the last push we can do here. I really do got to get going now. But thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. I have to end the show. I will be back on Monday, I promise. And we'll sell more comics together. We'll have a lot of fun. I'll do some restocking. I promise you I'll offer you guys the best deals I can get on comics. And I'll try and find the funnest, most cool stuff for you guys. So I'll see you Monday on the Comic Book Shopping Network at 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 p.m. Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern. See you guys later. I love you all. Have a great rest of your weekend.